But places like this, if you were to hypothetically peer into like the Christian Bible, that's the only Bible I know. But supposedly religion, a lot of religion, isn't literal. It's hypothetical. Because if you read the Bible literally, it's impossible. That shit couldn't possibly happen. It's just like if you look at it in a literal eyes, it's just a book of fiction. So the only sensible way to read something like that is hypothetically. And one of the views I've always had specifically in a hypothetical sense is the tree of knowledge, the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Because you are pure as before you eat the fruit. Like being a kid again. The fruit in this case, in my life, I don't know what the fruit would be back in the day before, like they knew about, like in the Garden of Eden, before they knew about mushrooms, acid, and DMT, things that really scramble your mind. But in my life, the tree of knowledge would mean stuff like things that, because this is fields like this, usually during the day, but even at night, I never feel whole. I never feel complete again. And I remember, I have memories as a kid, and I remember as a kid, I didn't feel like I was missing something when I come to places like this. After having a really strong acid trip or a really strong mushroom trip, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So you did know, or you just have good eyes in the dark?
From the distance. Yeah, back to what you were saying.
So after those experiences, unless I can forget them, which is another weird thing about your own mind, is that things in your mind you cannot willingly forget. So unless I can forget that even on this bench, me and Pack, back when he still considered me his boyfriend, took some acid out here, right here. We sat here like all day. But when I was on shrooms way down there, like when David Rasner gave me that one mushroom that was really fucking burly, it weighed 7 grams.
Yeah.
That was back when I was like 18. I was never the same again after that. And every time I'm down here or in a familiar place like this, I always feel like I'm missing that part of me. Like right now, where neither of us are on acid or shrooms.
Right.
And it's like, I've done it so many times in a setting like this that I don't feel. So look at how fucking far you can see the light shine from this. That hill is way over there.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
That's a strong flashlight.
But it's like I've eaten the forbidden fruit. I can never be pure again. I can never like be like a child again. Like if you were to never trip acid, eat shrooms, or smoke weed or smoke DMT, those are the four that have really, like, I remember the first 50 times I smoked weed, the first like 40 or 50, dude, it was such a different experience until before I got used to it. Smoking weed used to be like, the cool thing about weed when it actually like worked is my auditorily perception, like it would be like hallucinating, but I wouldn't visually see anything. It was all auditorily like personified. Like sitting out here listening to dogs and wind blowing, and especially wind chimes, was like something to do, like if we're on shrooms or acid, staring at tree bark or staring at trees or clouds. And that's another thing, being on acid, staring at clouds, like when it's really whipping your ass, when the acid is really strong, the clouds look like they're straight out of hell, dude. Have you ever seen, when you're tripping acid, the clouds look like stretched like demons? Like it looks, you can see facial expressions on the clouds.
Yeah.
And like rib cages and shit. like they're all like souls that once took the force of like humanoid beings. It looks like you're seeing the like dead souls of the once lived Anunnaki. That's what they look like. Have you ever heard of the Anunnaki? A once lived alien civilization that were like giants compared to us. And like the souls up there look like they were like once like like Viking like serious like warrior like lived for like 900 years. Like these souls were like used to heaven for like a really long time, and then once they like got up into this like, it seems almost like they died like a anciently long time ago and went up into the clouds, like you know what they say about when you die and your body gets like 22 grams lighter or 21 grams lighter or whatever, like you're like these souls of these things like couldn't make it out of the atmosphere and like got covered in like in Spaceballs, you know how there's that dome on planet Druidia, like the oxygen can't get out unless like it seems like there's a dome over the planet, and the souls that die here from like the Anunnaki can't like couldn't possibly have like dreamed that reality would continue on after they die, and they couldn't escape the planet, and they couldn't, because they're so light, they can't ever make their way back down to the planet, so they're stuck as a like a vapor up in the sky forever. And that's I remember specifically just like staring on my back thinking about that on acid, looking at these clouds, like the first time I ever saw it, and I was actually fucking frightened. It was like it actually seemed to me like that could be a real thing, like you could die and like your soul like comes floating out of your body, but like your soul is a lot lighter than air, because air is really dense down here in the troposphere, but the higher you float up, like up into the stratosphere, the thinner the air gets, and eventually your soul thins out to a point where like the weight of it is like it won't float up out of the like ionosphere. It'll just like go up as high as like the density of the soul, and then get stuck there forever, because life is a fucking strange dream that doesn't make any sense the whole entire time you're living it.